Hey everyone, Video Game Lover here, and welcome to my little review of Doom for the Game Boy Advance. Now, I do not own a cartridge of Doom on the Game Boy Advance. I wish I did, so I would really show it to you guys on actual hardware, because you may get the impression that this version runs a lot faster on the emulator, but as shown in MN12Bird's review, it runs pretty well on the normal Game Boy Advance. So, before we start, I recommend everyone, if you're playing this version, to put the lighting to static lighting. In the dynamic lighting mode, the frame rate's a little bit choppier because the lights are on and off in other rooms. So with the static lighting, it's just the whole level is lit, which is good. And I feel that the reason they did this was because, you know, this version came out in 2001, October 2001 to be exact. And this is when everyone had, you know, the no backlit Game Boy Advance model. So as you can see, this version surprisingly plays very well. It controls really well, and the frame rate is smooth. For the most part, there are some frame rate drops, but it's not that bad. The controls are simple. A shoots, B is to open doors and run, L and R is to strafe, and if you hold L and R and up and down, then you can switch weapons. So graphically, this version looks fine in terms of colors, but pixel-wise, especially in the distance, looks a little iffy. But, you know, this was on the handheld, so, I mean, there were some, of course, limitations. Now, there is one thing to know about this version. There are a few missing levels, not a whole lot. This version has, like, 23 levels, I believe. So you're getting most of Episode 3, but there are some levels that aren't in it. And that's because, well, they were mostly based on the Atari Jaguar version. So the maps are a lot simplified. Music in this game. I actually find the music in this version to be pretty decent. This is one of my favorite renditions of the Dark Halls that happens to play in this version. I also like the I Saw the Demon theme in this version as well. It's very, very catchy. But not all songs sound very good in this version. The good news about this version is it's pretty cheap and common. This version, I believe, sold very well on the Game Boy Advance, so you can find it for like around $9 or $10 at the most. And from what I played, I mean, I beat this version. I actually really recommend this version. I mean, just to have Doom on the go on your Game Boy Advance is really cool. I mean, there's a lot of better versions out there of Doom, like the Jaguar version or the original Xbox version, because it contains the PC version of Doom that was packaged with Doom 3, one of the Doom 3 packagings. One last thing to note, you can save in this game, and you can also load as well. So, let's just say you die in a level, you can just load that data up and try the level again. There are 4 difficulty levels, so pick the difficulty level that you want and just blast all the demons as you can, because this is freaking Doom. This is one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time. It's just such an addicting game. I just love Doom so much. But I just wanted to show off this version. And also, yes, there is green blood. They did censor it, unfortunately. Classic Nintendo. But yeah, that's the end of my review. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review of Doom for the Game Boy Advance. I recommend this version if you find it cheap. They also ported Doom 2 for the Game Boy Advance, but that's a little bit rare. And that's probably for another time. But anyway, guys, I see you guys on my next video, which will most likely be tomorrow. See you guys.